Lagos was buzzing as usual, Okadas waving through traffic, street hawkers calling out, and the sun blazing overhead. But atop a swanky rooftop venue in Victoria Island, the chaos of the city faded, replaced by soft Afrobeat rhythms, sparkling fairy lights, and the laughter of women celebrating Chinelo Nwosu, one of the city's most stylish socialites. Chinelo's bridal shower had drawn her close friends, cousins, and family, all dressed in nice outfits. Champagne flowed alongside suya skewers and jollof platters, the smell of fried rice plantain mingling with perfume and city air. Her best friend Amara moved among the guests, arranging gifts and laughing, but inside, her stomach churned. 2 years ago, during a Lagos night that had been forgotten by most, she had slept with Chinelo's fiancé, Kelechi. That night had been a secret, a lapse in judgment until tonight. As Chinelo glided past groups of friends, exchanging hugs and selfies, the energy was electric, but then came the sleep. A cousin, clearly tipsy on Chapman cocktails, leaned towards the center and slurred loudly, "Omo, na me I go talk am o, Amara and Kelechi. Una sabi wetin happen for 2 years ago." The room went quiet. Glasses stopped mid-air, eyes flickered to Amara, then Kelechi, and finally Chinelo. Amara's heart thumped, Kelechi's face hardened, but Chinelo's expression, calm, measured like a queen who had been anticipating this exact moment. She raised an eyebrow softly, smiled sweetly, and clapped her hands. "Okay, ladies, make we continue the games. No old story, only new memories." The party resumed, but the air was different. Guests whispered in pidgin, exchanging sly glances. "See as Amara dey shake o. Na serious pikin again for you." Amara tried to laugh, but tension clung to her like Lagos humidity. Kelechi avoided her gaze, stiff and awkward, and Chinelo's laughter, once warm and infectious, now felt sharp, calculated. Later that night, after the guests had left, Chinelo walked alone towards her car, heels clicking on the tiled floor. Her mind was sharp, her decision made. She wouldn't confront anyone immediately. She would set a trap. Amara and Kelechi's secret had resurfaced, and Chinelo had no intention of letting history repeat itself, not in her wedding day, not in her life. The morning after the bridal shower, Lagos was alive as ever. Traffic roared along Lagos Victoria Island, traffic hawkers shouted their wares, and aroma of akara and bread with tea filled the air from roadside store. But inside Chinelo's apartment, the atmosphere was far more deliberate, quiet, calculated, and filled with tension. The morning after the bridal shower, Lagos was alive as ever. Traffic roared along Victoria Island, street hawkers shouted their wares, and the aroma of akara bread and tea filled the air from roadside stalls. But inside Chinelo's apartment, the atmosphere was far more deliberate, quiet, calculated, and filled with tension. Chinelo sat at a glass dining table, sipping freshly brewed coffee. Her laptop open beside her. She was reviewing her guest list from the shower, mentally noting who had been present, who had witnessed the sleep, and most importantly, how she could confirm that Amara and Kelechi's old secret wasn't about to repeat itself. "Na so e be," she muttered under her breath, leaning back. "Dem think say I no sabi, but I go catch dem proper." Chinelo's plan was subtle. She didn't want confrontation during the shower, nor drama in front of family. She would arrange a small private gathering under the pretext of celebrating a bachelorette party with close friends, Amara included. Drinks would flow, music would play, and she would carefully engineer moments to test loyalty and honesty. By noon, Chinelo had begun messaging trusted friends discreetly. "Olu, I need small backup tomorrow. Just small eyes around. Make we see how Amara and Kelechi behave." Olu, her cousin and longtime ally, replied almost instantly, "No wala, I dey your side. We go watch the cocoa unfold." Chinelo smiled. The trap was taking shape, but she wasn't acting out of vengeance, not exactly. But she needed clarity. Trust had been tested and she couldn't step into her wedding blind. Later that evening, she called Amara under the guise of casual chatter. "Hey babe, how you dey? You ready for tomorrow's small gathering?" Amara laughed, oblivious to Chinelo's eating agenda. "Of course, I dey look forward to am." Now so we go chew before the big day. Chinelo's lips curled into a careful smile. Good, good. See you tomorrow. Don't be late though. After the call, Chinelo sank into her sofa, mind racing. She reviewed every detail, the drinks, the seating, the timing. Every element was designed to observe, to tempt, and to reveal intentions. Lagos nightlife, with the mix of glitz and chaos, had given her insight. Secrets have a way of resurfacing when the right environment is created. As night fell over the city, lights flickering across the lagoon, Chinelo felt a surge of control. Tomorrow, everything would become clearer. The trap was set, and the players were about to unknowingly step onto the stage she had prepared. And as the distant hum of Lagos traffic echoed outside, Chinelo whispered softly, "Let's see how these cocoa go finish." The next evening, Lagos shimmering with energy, Victoria Island's rooftop lounges and beachside bars pulled with Afrobeats, the streets below alive with Okadas, traffic, and the aroma of fried foods wafting through the night air. But atop of the city's swankiest rooftop venues, a different kind of excitement brewed. Chinelo's bachelorette party had been carefully curated, an intimate affair with her closest friends, Amara included. The lights were soft, golden and romantic. Cocktails sparkled in crystal glasses, and a playlist of Afrobeats and R&B set the perfect celebratory mood. Amara arrived first, laughing and dressed in a sleek, elegant lace dress. She didn't suspect anything unusual. She thought it was just another fun night to celebrate Chinelo before the wedding. Soon, after friends arrived, followed by Kelechi, Chinelo greeted him with a warm smile, concealing the storm of thoughts behind her eyes. He looked confident, unaware of the quiet game unfolding around him. "Abeg, let's take some photos first," Chinelo said, directing a group near the terrace edge with the Lagos skyline as backdrop. Cameras flashed, laughter rang out, and for a moment everything seemed light-hearted. But Chinelo's eyes were sharp, noting every interaction, every glance, every touch, every slight shift in body language was under scrutiny. As the night progressed, drinks flowed freely, the music got louder, and the air grew heavier with warmth and anticipation. Chinelo had placed friends strategically, subtle allies who could observe Amara and Kelechi without drawing attention. Finally, Chinelo called a game of truth or dare, smiling sweetly. The group cheered, thinking it was all fun, but Chinelo had a plan. "Na so e go be," she whispered to herself. "Let's see who go talk true." When it was Amara's turn, Chinelo's voice was gentle, almost teasing, "Truth or dare, babe?" Amara, confident and slightly tipsy, chose the truth. The game moved along until Chinelo casually asked Amara, "You sabi Kelechi well back in uni? Any small secrets?" The group froze. Drinks paused mid-air. Amara's heart skipped. Kelechi smiled, faltered. Though he tried to hide it, Chinelo's gaze was calm, unflinching, the calm before the storm. Amara laughed nervously. "Chine, wetin you dey talk now? Old wahala don dey die." Chinelo smiled softly, leaning closer. "Old wahala fit come back if we no careful. Na why I dey ask small questions, make we see true colors." The tension was electric. Every friend at the party sensed it. The unspoken drama, the secret past, and the trap that Chinelo had set with perfect precision. And as Lagos lights glittered in the distance, Chinelo knew one thing. Tonight, someone's loyalty and honesty would be revealed, and the consequences would ripple far beyond the rooftop. The rooftop was alive with music, laughter, and clinking of glasses, but beneath the party surface, tension crawled like a snake ready to strike. Chinelo's carefully crafted trap had been set, and now, the moment of truth was arriving. Amara, still slightly tipsy, felt the weight of Chinelo's gaze. Every smile, every casual question from the bride seemed loaded, deliberate. She could sense that it wasn't just playful teasing. Chinelo was testing her, watching for slips, waiting for a crack in her composure. The game of truth or dare continued. Laughter masking the undercurrent of unease. When it was Kelechi's turn, Chinelo leaned closer, her tone deceptive, gentle. "Kelechi, you and Amara, now so old times they catch up now." A hush fell over the group. Amara's hand trembled slightly, clutching her glass. Kelechi's jaw tightened, his eyes darting nervously. Hi, if you are listening to us for the first time, Please do well to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share. Thank you. The other friends sensed the storm but didn't know the full story, their curiosity mixing with anxiety. Amara laughed nervously, trying to diffuse the tension. Chine, wetin you dey talk now? Na old story we dey talk about. E don pass. Chinelo smiled softly, but there was still in her eyes. Old story fit make new wahala if you no careful. Abi you forget how small secret fit spoil big plans? The room went silent. Even the music seemed to fade into the background. Amara felt concerned, every past mistake flashing in her mind. Kelechi shifted the truth heavy between them. Finally, Amara took a deep breath. Chine, e no go happen again. I swear. That night, e no mean anything. Na mistake. Nothing past that. Chinelo's gaze softened just slightly, but she wasn't finished. Mistake or not, I need to be sure. I need to see if loyalty dey, even under pressure. Kelechi swallowed hard, nodding. Chine, I promise. Nothing like that go happen again. I dey committed to you. A long silence followed, broken only by the hum of Lagos nightlife below. The friends exchanged glances, sensing the intensity and the weight of the moment. Chinelo finally stood, raising her glass to honesty, to loyalty, and to new beginnings, she said, her voice calm but commanding. The group echoed the toast, but the rooftop was no longer just a party. It was a reckoning. Amara and Kelechi had survived Chinelo's subtle test, but the air between them had shifted irreversibly. Trust had been challenged, and though the past was acknowledged, the present demanded vigilance, respect, and transparency. Later, as the party wound down and Lagos' glittering skyline faded into the night, Chinelo felt a quiet satisfaction. She had tested loyalty without overt confrontation, exposed truth without humiliation, and reminded everyone that secrets, no matter how buried, always have consequences. Amara, humbled and reflective, knew that her action would be remembered and that she had been given a chance to prove herself. Kelechi, now painfully aware of the stakes, understood that promises weren't enough, actions mattered. And Chinelo, glowing in her victory of foresight and composure, realized that sometimes subtlety was more powerful than confrontation. The rooftop party ended, but the lessons of the night would echo long after. In Lagos streets, in the heart of those involved, and in the quiet, powerful presence of a bride who refused to be deceived. The morning after the bachelor's party, Lagos woke as it always did, the streets alive with cars driving past, the distant hum of generators, and street hawkers calling their wares. But inside Chinelo's apartment, a different kind of energy lingered, quiet reflection and subtle tension. Chinelo sat with her cup of strong coffee, watching the city wake up. The rooftop party had gone exactly as planned. The secret has been addressed, loyalty tests and subtle truths had been revealed without public drama. Her heart, however, has not without a lingering sense of caution. Amara hadn't slept much. She lay in her apartment, relaying every moment of the party. She knew Chinelo's tests had been necessary, and she felt a mix of relief and guilt. She had survived the subtle trap, but the memory of the past mistakes lingered. Lagos, with all its vibrancy, could not distract her from the personal reckoning she faced. Kelechi, too, was reflective. On his drive through the bustling streets of Lagos, he replayed Chinelo's words in his mind. Promises were no longer enough. Actions had to align. He felt the weight of responsibility not just to his bride, but to the future he wanted to build. Chinelo, meanwhile, reached out to her closest friends for a small gathering at her party over small chops and freshly mixed cocktails. She spoke gently but firmly. Last night was about loyalty, honesty, and boundaries. I don't want anyone pretending, hiding, or thinking secrets no dey matter. Life too short for wahala. Her friends nodded, a quiet respect evident in their eyes. Amara, seated beside her, felt a wave of gratitude and determination. She would not betray that trust again. The days that followed were marked by a renewed sense of clarity. Chinelo's wedding plan resumed with focus. Laughter returned to gatherings, and Lagos' energy outside seemed to mirror the new calm inside. Chinelo's subtle trap had worked. No one had been humiliated publicly. Lessons had been learned, and her friendships, though tested, were stronger for the honesty that had emerged. Reflection on it all. Chinelo realized life in Lagos, with all its chaos and vibrancy, demanded vigilance, awareness, and subtle wisdom. Sometimes a gentle test revealed more than confrontation ever could, and she had proven that being clever, composed, and perceptive would protect not just a wedding, but trust, friendship, and love. By the weekend, she stood on a balcony overlooking the lagoon, Lagos lights flickering like stars. The city pulse continued, relentless and lively, but inside Chinelo there was calm. She had set the stage, observed the players, and the outcome had affirmed what she already knew. Loyalty and honesty, once tested, were precious, and she would always protect what mattered most. The days following the bachelorette party saw Lagos' energy mirrored inside Chinelo's world, vibrant, bustling, and full of anticipation. Bridal shops in Lekki were overflowing with fabric swatches and designer sketches. Florists in Victoria Island rushed to assemble centerpiece for the reception. The city was alive with preparations, and Chinelo was at the center of it all. She moved with grace and calm, overseeing invitation, tasting cake samples, and coordinating with her wedding planner. Every detail mattered: the lace on her gown, the gele colors for her bridesmaids, the subtle arrangement of orchids and roses for the altar. Amara walked closely beside her, careful to show her dedication and loyalty. The tension from the rooftop party had given way to mutual respect. Every suggestion, every smile, and every shared laugh now carried the weight of lessons learned. Kelechi focused on attentive, made sure all logistics details were handled. He had taken Chinelo's subtle test to heart, understanding that his actions spoke louder than any words. Together, they navigate the flurry of a wedding decision, coordinating vendors and ensuring that every guest would feel the warmth and elegance of the celebration. Even Lagos seemed to participate. Street musicians added rhythm to the airs as the couple moved between shops. The aroma of roasted plantain and roasted corn accompanied them, a constant reminder of the city's life and vibrancy. Chinelo reflected privately on how far they had come. The rooftop trap had clarified intentions, tested loyalty, and reaffirmed love. Now, as she overcame the final preparations, she felt a serene confidence. Nothing hidden or unspoken could disrupt what they were building. Her friends rallied around her. The laughter returned, and the wedding excitement was palpable. From Lagos Island to Lekki, the city buzzed with anticipation of one of the most talked about weddings of the season. By the evening, Chinelo stood by a balcony, watching the lagoon shimmer under the city lights. Lagos the Okadas, the generators, the distant nightlife became a soothing backdrop to her thoughts. She smiled softly, knowing that trust had been restored, lessons had been learned, and the wedding could celebrate not only love, but resilience, honesty, and bonds that had been tested and strengthened. Tomorrow, the city would witness not just a wedding, but the culmination of patience, strategy, and wisdom. Chinelo felt ready to step into a new life with confidence, joy, and a heart at peace. The morning of the wedding arrived like a golden Lagos sunrise, casting warm light over Victoria Island and Lekki. The city's usual chaos, vehicles through traffic, generators humming, street vendors calling out their wares, seemed to fade beneath the excitement radiating from the wedding venue. Chinelo woke early, the soft hum of Afrobeat music drifting from the bridal suite. Her bridesmaid, dressed in coordinated gown and headgear, moved around her, helping with final touches, applying makeup and adjusting the folds of intricate gowns. Laughter and gentle chatter filled the room. Though beneath the joy, Chinelo's mind lingered on one thing: trust. Amara approached, her hands slightly trembling but her face composed. She handed Chinelo a small bouquet of fresh white roses. "For you," she said softly. "I promise I'll be here for you always. Nothing will spoil your day." Chinelo smiled, her heart warming. "Thank you, Amara. That means a lot. Today na celebration, no wahala." Meanwhile, Kelechi arrived at the venue, checking arrangements and greeting guests. He paused to take a deep breath, glancing at the Lagos skyline in the distance. He thought of Chinelo, of Amara, and of the lesson learned. The rooftop trap, the tests of loyalty, and the weeks of preparation had made him fully aware of the responsibility he carried, not just as a husband-to-be, but as a man committed to honesty and respect. The guests began to arise, dressed in bright laces, Ankara prints, flowing gowns, and traditional agbadas. The reception had shimmered with gold and ivory decor, adorned with orchid roses and fairy lights. The scent of jollof rice, fried plantains, and pepper chicken filled the air, mingling with soft floral aromas. Lagos had never felt so alive and celebratory. As the ceremony began, Chinelo walked down the aisle, her smile radiant and composure flawless. Kelechi waited at the altar, eyes shining, hand extended, heart open. Every guest held their breath as the couple exchanged vows, promises of love, loyalty, and mutual respect. Amara sat nearby watching with a mix of pride, relief, and reflection. The rooftop trap and intention of the past weeks had faded into a memory. Today was about celebrating love, friendship, and triumph. The ceremony ended with applause, ululations, and joyous tears. Lagos evening sun cast shadows along the venue, and as the couple shared their first dance, the city outside seemed to cheer along the of life, becoming a soundtrack to happiness. Chinelo realized something profound. Life like Lagos was unpredictable, full of challenges, surprises, and lessons. But with patience, courage, and wisdom, even the deepest secrets could be navigated, trust could be rebuilt, and love could endure. The wedding continued late into the night, filled with dancing, laughter, and celebration. And in that vibrant, bustling city, amidst friends and family, Chinelo, Kelechi, and Amara found a sense of peace, closure, and joy, a testament to honesty, resilience, and the bonds that could survive any storm. The morning after the wedding, Lagos was alive as usual. Bikes weaving through Lekki traffic, street vendors shouting pepper soup, fried suya, and others, and the hum of generators mixing with car horns. But inside the grand Umusu family home in Ikeja, a different kind of energy pulsed, chaotic, dramatic, and full of gossip. Chinelo was reviewing the guest list one last time before the post-wedding brunch. Her head spun with names and faces, each one carrying potential surprises. Lagos weddings were never just about the couples. They were about connections, egos, and family politics. Amara, still learning to navigate the aftermath of the rooftop traps, had arrived early to help. She set up flower arrangements and polished cutlery, keeping a low profile. Chine, you sure say all these people go behave? Amara asked, her voice tense. Chinelo smirked, adjusting a vase of rose. Amara, this na Lagos. People no go ever behave fully, but I go handle am, just you. It didn't take long for a drama to erupt. First it was Toyin, Chinelo's cousin, who whispered loudly about a guest who had supposedly dated the grooms years ago. Then Ngozi, a distant aunt, began questioning Amara's outfit choice, making it sound like a subtle attack. Amara, this dress, you sabi say na wedding o, e dey bold small. Amara bristled but held her tongue, recalling Chinelo's lesson on patience and composure. Chinelo, observing everything, intervened smoothly. Thank you, Aunty Ngozi, but Amara's outfit dey perfect for today. She dey help me decorate, make we focus on that, abi? The aunt huffed, muttering under her breath, but Chinelo's calm authority diffused the tension. Meanwhile, the brunch table became a hotspot for subtle feuds. Drinks spilled, sitting arrangements caused quiet complaints, and cousins exchanged veiled insults about who had contributed more to the wedding. Lagos culture, full of human rivalry and family pride, played out naturally. Kelechi noticed the tension and approached Chinelo quietly. "You dey okay?" he asked, concern in his eyes. Chinelo nodded. "I dey fine. Na Lagos wedding things be this. Small wahala no go spoil today." Even Amara relaxed slightly, observing how Chinelo managed conflict with grace, humor, and subtle power. She realized that loyalty wasn't just about avoiding past mistakes, it was about supporting the bride in navigating every challenge, public or private. By the end of the brunch, the minor dramas had fizzled. Guests left laughing, hugging, and teasing one another. The energy of Lagos life spilling back into the city streets. Chinelo and Amara stood out in a balcony, watching the sunlight dance across the lagoon. "You sabi handle people well, Chine," Amara said softly, admiration in her voice. "I dey learn from you." Chinelo smiled, sipping her wine. "Na Lagos teach us lesson every day. We dey observe, we dey handle, and we dey move forward." In that moment, both friends knew the true tests of trust, patience, and composure had passed. The wedding was over, the secret had been addressed, and Lagos had reminded them that life, trauma, and laughter often come in equal measures. A week after the wedding, Lagos hummed as usual. The streets were busy with Okada, Danfo buses honking, and a scent of roasted plantain and pepper chicken wafting from roadside stalls. But inside Chinelo's apartment in Victoria Island, a calmer, more reflective energy lingered. Chinelo and Amara sat at the kitchen counter, sipping wine. The past weeks had been intense. The rooftop trap, the bachelorette tension, the wedding day drama. Now it was time for healing and rebuilding. Chinde, Amara began, her voice low. I just want you to know, I did really sorry for wetin happen before. I never want to spoil anything between us. Chinelo smiled softly, her eyes warm but thoughtful. Amara, na Lagos life teach us lesson. Everybody get their own story, their mistakes, but you don't show say you fit learn, and that's na wetin matter. Amara nodded, feeling a weight lift off her chest. I go dey more careful, I go respect your boundaries, and Kelechi too. Chinelo leaned back, her mind drifting to the past few weeks. Friendship like plants. You need to water them, check for weeds, and sometimes prune small branches. We survive wahala together, we dey stronger now. To reinforce their renewed bond, Chinelo and Amara spent the afternoon together planning a small Lagos night out. They laughed over anecdotes from the wedding, shared memories from university days, and enjoyed the playful banter that had always defined their friendship. You sabi say I still fit cook better jollof rice pass your mama. Amara teased, raising her eyebrow. Chinelo laughed, shaking her head. Abeg, no dey try me. Your jollof fit make guests run comot. Their laughter echoed through the apartment, a sign that bond was mending. Lagos' vibrant energy outside mirrored the warmth and joy inside, proving that life, friendship, and forgiveness were intertwined in ways that demanded patience and understanding. By evening, Chinelo reflected on the lesson learned. Trust could be tested, mistakes could happen, but forgiveness, honesty, and effort were what preserved bonds. And in a city like Lagos, where life moved fast and secrets could easily surface, these qualities are essential. Amara left that night feeling lighter, more grounded and grateful. She knew that friendship with Chinelo, like Lagos itself, required attention, care, and respect, but also that it was worth every effort. Chinelo watched her friends leave, smiling soft, the rooftop trap, the wedding, the subtle test, and all of it had led to the moment relationship had been built, trust restored, and a vibrant city of Lagos had woven itself into their story once again. Hi, if you are listening to us for the first time, please do well to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share. Thank you. See you on the next episode.